everyone, this is Priyanka and I'm representing DAV College and I'm majoring Public Administration Honours, and today in the Love Speak India contest I'm going to talk about the topic Postmortem of Politics. The moment we hear the term politics, we imagine our government, politicians, political parties and corruption, money and muscle power, right? Well, for the most of us, politics is like a dirt house. We want politics to serve us good and act morally on our behalf, but more often than not, it continually fails to live up to our expectations. We think great of our politicians and politics as corrupt, self-serving, and at best, amoral. Politicians lie, obfuscate and avoid answering important questions and rarely, if ever, accept the responsibility for their errors or the bad things that they do. Conversely, our politicians are so quick to claim credits for successes for even which they are just a part of. It is no wonder then that our faith in political institutions and the men and women who serve them is absolutely low. And what is puzzling is that politicians, especially those in democratic societies who need to win an election to gain and retain power and who are subject to continual scrutiny by a free press, repeatedly act in a way that they know will erode their likability, question their moral probity, and diminish our trust in them. From Adolf Hitler to Enron's Jeff Skilling, from China's Chairman Mao to Sunbeam's Al Dunlap, the history of politics is filled with toxic leaders. These destructive, power-hungry people make poor decisions meant to aggrandize themselves and demean others. They seek to control those around them. The greed for authority, security, and the fear of ostracism and powerlessness is what drives these politicians to do immoral and unethical deeds, which has killed the authenticity of politics. The best way to repel toxic leaders is to recruit non-toxic leaders, urge more humble, fair-minded potential leaders to step forward, the youth of leadership, the youth of honesty, to come and accept the valuable inconvenience of leadership. The non-toxic leaders will bestow freedom and achieve freedom instead of loading the system with poison. Today, the people of politics around the globe have destructed a sense of politics. Politics is a domain of human interaction that tends to be morally messy. Politicians face options where they must choose between many different evils rather than between good and bad possibilities. But what they choose is to make a situation bad. Politicians will unavoidably violate a cherished principle of value. Their greed for money and power forces them to break promises, requires deception, and use violence to achieve a worthy end. And it's not an individual or a group. It's embedded in the entire system of politics globally. A lying system of politics undermines the democratic system and hence makes the task of choosing leaders we trust very difficult, if not impossible. On the conclusion, I would just like to say that politics can act in two ways, good and bad, but our politicians choose the third way out, which requires lying, manipulation, total immoral acts. And here we find the dirty hands, the morally conflictual situations where the politicians do wrong. And in order to make things right, we need to get up and we need to have an honest and politically correct political system. Thank you.